This time we're going to look at a Sony HDRHC5, which is a full HD HDV camera using mini DV tapes. The complaint on this one is the picture is distorted. Now if you're wondering why my music has changed on this opening, that's because somebody using the name Mr. Big has filed a claim with Fugga, claiming that he has the rights to deceased artist Dale Jacobs' music, which I did re-edit for my logo, but just to be safe, I'm going to change to Music Bakery. This time I have another mini DV camera, and this is actually an HDV camera, so this one will record high definition. And this is the little bit newer but cheaper version of what I have. This is an HC5. This one's called the HDRHC5, and it's very similar to my small camera. Mine's the HDRHC3. This is the one that I referred to as the GOAT, the greatest of all time of the micro size mini DV camcorders that recorded HD. And to most people, they probably look fairly similar. After all, they both have a touchscreen that flips out, and it's a widescreen, although mine looks to be a little bit cleaner, although the camera itself has a few more dents on it. This one actually flew out of when I was run off the road on my bike 2007. This was actually in a saddlebag and it went flying and landed in some bushes and got a dent in it, but no worse for wear. Still works great. Big difference between the two of them. They look the same. They both have a 4 megapixel CMOS sensor. They both support memory sticks. I've still got my original 1 gig memory stick for photos. Probably got pictures of my kids in Disneyland on this thing, actually, because I took this to Disneyland. Big difference between the two cameras. They both look the same. This one's got, what type of lens on this? This one's got a 10 times. What has this got? This, I think, has also got a 10 times lens on it. But of course, it's got more digital zoom. It's got 80 times digital zoom. This one here doesn't. Well, it does. This has 80 times digital zoom too. The big difference between the two of them, as you can see, is on the front. This one's got a little xenon flash tube, so it takes great still photos at night. It's got a real flash from a real camera. None of this LED light crap. No, this thing's a flash. And that gives this thing great pictures at night. The only downside is it's so close to the lens that you get lots of red eye. But to compensate for that, it blinks a couple times. But that's basically the differences between the two. I'll take this one over this one any day. The reason I've got my camera out here is because I need a power supply from it to power this one up. This one's got a fault. It says it doesn't play properly. So I had to bring my camera out so I could grab the power supply for testing it. Okay. So let's power this thing up and see what it does. Or what it doesn't do. Or what it doesn't do right. Inputs and outputs on this camera. The AV outputs are on the side here, along with Firewire, and it does have a DC input back here, and it has an HDMI output, so you can connect it up to a television for playing back in HD over televisions that support HDMI. Mine has the same, it's just that my HDMI is on the front here, and my AV is on the back. We're going to connect this up to, well, I can connect it up to a number of different things. We will connect it using HDMI to my test monitor here. I got a TV right next to me that it has HDMI, so we're going to test it using that. And load up a tape and see what happens. I'll try it playing both an HDV tape as well as a regular tape. We'll start out with DV. I think this has mostly been used for digitizing tapes, so most of their tapes probably goes through this or DV. It doesn't matter, right? Both, it'll play both. It'll play HDV and DV. So it doesn't matter what I play on it to start, but we'll start with DV just because HDV has more error control. It's an IPB format, so I would think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but if there's read errors, they will probably affect a high definition tape more than a standard tape just because of the compression that's being used on them. I got the camera powered up. We're going to open up the tape compartment and put a test tape in it. Just do an inspection first of all and make sure there's nothing missing in the transport. Why is my flashlight not on? I guess my flashlight's broken. Yes, I think my flashlight's broken. It's on, the light is on, but the light's not working. Now it is. Oh, come on. It's got a problem. Okay, well, I guess that light is no good. Good thing I didn't sell this one. Well, one of my neighbors wanted one of my lights, and I sold him a flashlight. Good thing I didn't sell him that one. I was looking for wear and stuff. That drum looks like it's got lots of hours on it. I wonder if the head's worn out. Okay, well, let's put a tape in it and find out. They're saying it's glitching, so it might be the head is worn out. Okay, we'll put it on to playback. Oops. Play edit, it says. And of course I have to do all this stuff. Play. Is it going to play? Okay, the tape is playing. We'll just see if it's glitching. Oh yes. I'll show you the picture off the other screen. It's glitching. That, what you see there, a frozen band of image, that's indicating that one of the heads is not putting out a signal. So we have one head putting out signal, another head is not. And the reason that we get this on DV, Digital 8 has a completely different symptom when you have a head clog or a head broken or head not putting out signal. On Mini DV, DVC Pro, DV Cam, there are 5 rotations of the head per frame or per field. You got head A, head B, head A, head B, A, B, A, B, A, B. So that's 1 rotation, 2 rotations, 3 rotations, 4 rotations, and the 5th rotation. 9,000 RPM is what the head spins at. Now this could be a clogged head. We're going to try cleaning it, but it also could be a worn head. It obviously did pick up something initially because there was an image there. Otherwise it would just be black. So it might be just heads are dirty, but it also could be the head is worn. But that's the symptom of a clogged head or a failed head. I'm going to grab a cleaning tape because that's really the only way to clean these is with a cleaning tape. It's a metal tape. You basically have to grind the crap off of the head itself. You're not cleaning this with a chamois and alcohol with good results because alcohol does not dissolve metal particles. In metal tapes, there's 2 types. There's MP and there's ME. Metal particle is MP. You can get those for 8mm. And then there's ME, which is metal evaporated. All DV tapes are metal evaporated. Evaporated tape was also available for 8mm, but it was much more expensive. But in the digital video DV realm, everything is a metal E-tape. This is a cleaning tape. Put it through for like 10 seconds. And we'll see if that fixes the problem. If it does, then it was just the heads were dirty. And it looks like just the heads were dirty. Because there it is playing. So that was an easy one. If the problem doesn't come back, great. That's why you really, if you're going to use this equipment, you need to have a cleaning tape. And yes, I know these are very hard to get now. I've seen people asking a lot of money for these tapes, and they're not worth it, but you absolutely must have one, because it's really the only way to clean the heads on 8mm and DV equipment. Because of the composition of the tape, because it's metal particle and metal evaporated tape, you can clean these things until you're blue in the face with cleaning sticks and alcohol. The problem is, many times when these heads clog up, they are not clogging up from just dirt. Yes, if the tape is dirty, right? If the tape is dirty and it's just picking up debris from the air or from a dirty tape, possibly you might get them clean with alcohol and a cleaning stick or paper. But 9 times out of 10, it's not just dust or smoke that's been on a tape or something sticky. Like if it's someone spilt something on a tape, someone got their fingers on the tape, yes, that will work. But 9 times out of 10, when you have a head clog, it's because one of the metal pieces, metal particle or evaporated metal, it came off the tape and it welded itself over the gap on the head. Really, the only way to get it clear is to basically grind it off. And these cleaning tapes are slightly abrasive, so they will rub the material off the heads. You don't want to overuse them, because if you use this too often, you could wear down the head. It will add a little bit of head wear, but the heads are going to wear anyway when you're playing a tape. These just add a little bit more to it. And using them occasionally when it's necessary, the idea behind it is they'll rub the contamination off the head and not damage the head. But again, you run them for 5 to 10 seconds, and you don't do it more than 4 times. The instructions are you can use it up to 4 times. If you do it 4 times and the heads aren't clean, then get your camera or tape player serviced, because it's not a dirty head, because these will clean it. Anyway, I'm just watching it here. It's playing. I'm going to throw an HDV tape in, and we'll take a look and see how that plays. Okay, this time I have an HDV tape. It's actually the one that was shot on the HC3 camera that was on my motorcycle. There will be some dropouts, obviously, on this tape. I know there are a few, just from it bouncing around on the bike, for one. But because HDV uses an intraframe instead of an interframe, so it's an IPB type of encoding, errors are more critical. So if it can read an HDV tape without it breaking up constantly, then we're good. And I think this one's good. So unfortunately, there was nothing really to tear down on this one. This is a real quick video. But now you know. If you get that type of symptom on DV, then clean the heads. Had I put this HDV tape in, it probably would have just been a blue screen. I don't think we would have got any picture at all from it, because of the way that the image is encoded. Losing half the information wouldn't result in just a bunch of bands. It would just result in just a mosaic of colors. If anything played back at all, more than likely it would just been a completely blue screen or a red screen or whatever. But yeah, it's working. So I guess that does it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.